I shiver. The way he talks about getting out, it's like he thinks we're trapped. I never thought about it that way before, and now? That seems foolish. We walk in a small pack, Peter cradling his bloody arm to his chest, the arm that I shot, and Marcus with his hand on Peter's shoulder, keeping him stable. Caleb wipes his cheeks every few seconds, and I know he's crying, but I don't know how to comfort him, or why I'm not crying myself. Instead, I take the lead. Tobias silent at my side, and though he does not touch me, he steadies me. Pinpricks of light are the first sign that we are nearing Amity headquarters, then squares of light that turn into glowing windows, a cluster of wooden and glass buildings. Before we can reach them, we have to walk through an orchard. My feet sink into the ground, and above me, the branches grow into one another, forming a kind of tunnel. Dark fruit hangs among the leaves, ready to drop. The sharp, sweet smell of rotting apples mixes with the scent of wet earth in my nose. When we get close, Marcus leaves Peter's side and walks in front. "I know where to go," he says. He leads us past the first building to the second one on the left. All the buildings, except the greenhouses, are made of the same dark wood. Unpainted. Rough. I hear laughter through an open window. The contrast between the laughter and the stone stillness within me is jarring. Marcus opens one of the doors. I would be shocked by the lack of security if we were not at Amity headquarters. They often straddle the line between trust and stupidity. In this building, the only sound is of our squeaking shoes. I don't hear Caleb crying anymore, but then, he was quiet about it before. Marcus stops before an open room where Johanna Reyes, representative of Amity, sits, staring out the window. I recognize her because it's hard to forget Johanna's face, whether you've seen her once or 1,000 times. A scar stretches in a thick line from just above her right eyebrow to her lip, rendering her blind in one eye and giving her a lisp when she talks. I've only heard her speak once, but I remember. She would have been a beautiful woman if not for that scar. "Oh, thank God," she says when she sees Marcus. She walks toward him with her arms open. Instead of embracing him, she just touches his shoulders, like she remembers the abnegation's distaste for casual physical contact. "The other members of your party got here a few hours ago, but they weren't sure if you had made it," she says. She's referring to the group of abnegation who were with my father and Marcus in the safe house. I didn't even think to worry about them. She looks over Marcus's shoulder, first at Tobias and Caleb, then at me, then at Peter. "Oh my," she says, lingering on the blood soaking Peter's shirt. "I'll send for a doctor. I can grant you all permission to stay the night, but tomorrow, our community must decide together. And," she eyes Tobias and me, "they will likely not be enthusiastic about a dauntless presence in our compound. I, of course, ask you to turn over any weapons you might have." I wonder suddenly how she knows that I'm dauntless. I'm still wearing a gray shirt. My father's shirt. At that moment, his smell, which is an even mixture of soap and sweat, wafts upward, and it fills my nose, fills my entire head with him. I clench my hands so hard into fists that my fingernails cut into my skin. "Not here. Not here." Tobias hands over his gun, but when I reach behind me to take out my own concealed weapon, he grabs my hand, guiding it away from my back. Then he laces his fingers with mine to cover up what he just did. I know it's smart to keep one of our guns, but it would have been a relief to hand it over.